Hey, everybody, let's have some fun. Let's really get down to business. Let's get down to some serious training. I got music going, which is always good. There's so much stuff I'm seeing online, and I get frustrated. And the reason why is um, I was trained with so much integrity from my teachers, and they never made it seem they never they never lied to me. Okay. Um, I mean, I lied to you before. The sketchbook I just started. No, I didn't. I started it before. That's a lie. Um, my teachers never lied to me. You're trying this piece of junk. Do it again. You're not going to learn this in a week. You're not going to learn it in 2 weeks. The best teacher out there is Glenn Vilppu. Glenn Vilppu told me when I was 19 years old, it'll take 40 years. I'm 65 in 2 weeks. I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get it. It's starting to make sense. I'm not the brightest person in the world, so I'll accept that. I work really hard. Nothing comes easy, so I have to work harder than everybody else. But my teachers never lied to me. But when I go online, it's like one lie after another. Want to learn how to draw a head in 10 lessons? No. How about 20 years? Now, that doesn't mean you can't start working with it. You can start working at it pretty soon if you find the right person and you have what they need. That's fine. So I thought what I would do is teach you how to draw manga. Now, I think I know what manga is, and I think I know what anime is. I think what is manga is the comic book part, and anime is the animation part of it, I guess. The work is fantastic. I mean, when I look at the stuff, it's great. I'm not into it. My students are, and they tell me all about it. But I don't know. It's great stuff. So this is probably the closest thing I have on my bookshelf, and it's just really cool. I like the way the book opens. And this is some really great drawing. Can I do this? Uh-huh. I can. Um, Yeah, I could airbrush this on computer, but I could also paint it with an airbrush. I'm one of the old airbrush artists, so I know how to use an airbrush. Maybe one day we could do a video on that. I don't know, talk to Corey. But I have like 4 or 5 airbrushes. I have compressors. Um, I used to do photo retouching with an airbrush. Figure that one out. Huh? Sheldon removed this from the photo, and you had to mask it off and spray. You can mask for like 20 minutes and just go tss, 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 and be done, and then you have to remask. It's crazy. So this is just learned from airbrushing. So I thought maybe we would take, let's just take a random pose. All right, maybe something, just all these characters. Now let's go back to the training for this. Are you ready? Here we go. Let's grab any one of these. So let's see. We've got this. We have this. Oh, Rubens, 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 Rubens. That's all. If you draw from Rubens, you can draw anything. So let's start with this one. I don't even know what page we're going to go. Put these back. And we're going to draw from Rubens. But Rubens is going to teach us how to draw everything that we're doing today. No way. Uh-huh. No way. Yeah. What are you going to draw with, Sheldon? I don't know. Gotta find a pencil. Let's see. We'll draw with this one. Okay. Don't worry, you're going to shake. Hold on. Okay, so we got that. Um, so to draw anything in there, we need to be able to draw anything in here. Okay. Oh, man, some good stuff. Ooh, that's good. That's Michelangelo. What's that doing in here? That's Mike. Looks like Mike. There's your animals. There's your head drawing. Good stuff. Ooh, look at that one. Okay, so I'm excited. So from here, we're going to draw. We're going to be able, if we can draw this, we can draw anything. Seriously. So let's draw that. So let's put on some music, and I'm just going to draw this, but I'll be able to draw that. Here we go. Music. Listening to Van Morrison. This is my abbreviation. You guys see it? This is how I start. You'll do yours. It's cheeseburger philosophy. How do you like your cheeseburger? How do you like your cheeseburger? I don't know. How do you like your cheeseburger? Okay. That's your motivator. We call them STDs, science. So it's scientific trajectory distribution systems. That's an STD. That's the true definition of an STD, scientific trajectory distribution systems. So that's your trajectory. It's got to be scientific. It's moving this way. Just the box shape going underneath. I was watching a video and the person said, you really don't need to map things out. You don't need the rhythms. Oh my God. I sure hope this person's not a doctor. Imagine saying, give me that sharp thing because I'm going to cut the doodad thing and I'm going to move it over to the Wonka thing and I'm going to kind of move it back over here. And if I break it, I don't care. They got other things. Oh my God. So every rhythm that you put in is a muscle. Every cross contour you put in is a form. So that's your sternocleidoid mastoid muscle right there to the clavicle, pit of the neck, the notch, sternum, xiphoid process, pectoralis, deltoid, latissimus dorsi, teres major, serratus anterior, rectus abdominis, thoracic arch. The nipples, they push this way when the arm's up. So if I get a portfolio and that's not there, then I'm going to wonder, where else don't you know? When we look at portfolios, do we look for the bad stuff? Yeah, we do. Because we're looking for where we're going to get in trouble later. You know, a broken clock is always right twice a day. So both of these nipples are ovals, ellipses. It's going to fit inside the bicep, brachialis. Cross contours. First started at a major university in Orange County. I got called into the boss's office. I thought, wow, it didn't take me long to get in trouble. It's been here like 2 weeks. I said, yeah, what's up? And she said, I have a question. So what's up? She goes, what is digital arts? No, this was the digital arts department. She was in charge of it. So I took it, the question very serious because, digital arts was new. I'm fine with it. It's a film school, but digital arts was new. So what I said to her was, if we're writing a paragraph, no. So it was, no, that was technology because Siri just asked me if I wanted to take a call. So I said, no. So I'm with you. It's pretty crazy. That's digital arts. So what I said was, we're going to write a paragraph. Now, in the olden days, they would use a dip pen. When you write the paragraph, you have a narrative, right? You have a narrative, you have something to say, and you write it. You're using little marks that become words, and those words become sentences. Okay? Eventually, that dip pen became a ballpoint pen. Or no, fountain pen. You didn't have to dip it anymore. You just have a fountain pen. And there's a feed in there, and I have probably 30, 40 fountain pens because I used to collect them. They're kind of sexy. Fountain pens are sexy. And you write with the fountain pen. You're writing the same thing. Doesn't change the sentence structure, which I don't know much about. Doesn't change the narrative, which I do know about. Doesn't change the spelling. Okay. Eventually, that fountain pen became a ballpoint pen. The ballpoint pen, without changing anything, became a typewriter. Typewriter eventually became electronic typewriter. Electronic typewriter eventually became a computer. I said, that's digital arts. It's exactly the same. Just you plug it in the wall. The internet just connects you to everything. And then when the internet started, I went to one of the art directors that I had. That was, I used to work in sales, so all these art directors that I would work for. And this guy's name was Alex. Great guy. And I said, what's the internet? And he described it to me as a river that just goes through everybody's homes, everybody's computers. And you could either take from it or add to it as it goes by. Well, I've been to restaurants where they do that. I thought, that makes sense. And that's the internet. Doesn't change our narratives at all. It just helps us. So what I'm doing at my school is I'm making the students tell stories. I've been doing it ever since they've been in my art class. Anybody who's been in my classes know that it's all about telling stories because I'm from old school. It was funny when I was at Art Center. The models were not allowed to talk. Not in my class. I get those models talking right from the start. And boy, did they have opinions. They were loving it because they always had a lot to say. But they weren't allowed to. But in my class, they were. And the students understood you're not just drawing muscles, you're drawing people with brains. And it's fun. So that was funny. And I got to teach my boss what digital arts is. The technology is getting crazy, but we still do our same job. This is manga. Cross contours give us form. That's how you get 3D cross contours. So if you're having trouble, doesn't seem to make sense, come to our school. If you went to school and you graduated, doesn't seem to be working, and you don't seem to have answers, come to our school. Try to stay pretty up on it. Let's get you going. Okay? Let's keep drawing manga. Let's have fun. Okay? See you in a few.